Okay, I've actually clicked the green big button, and I didn't realise it. It's another week. It's this time it's you hang out with Sir Matt Brailsford. How you doing, Matt?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Good. So prior to Monday, this obviously was going to be a super secret thing that I wasn't allowed to say what we was going to chat about, but. On Monday, you announced on Twitter that your next project is Code Cabin. Can you tell me what Code Cabin is?
So this is something me and Lee Keller have kind of had in the background of our minds for a while now. Just with us both being freelancers and generally work from home, we don't get to meet up that much other than kind of general meetups, or we often find ourselves going to events purely just to kind of meet up with people.
Just to have a chat.
Yeah, so I mean, the Umbraco community is huge and like all over the place as well, all across Europe and the US. So when you do get to meet up, you do easily find yourself kind of missing all the sessions and just sitting around and having a catch up with people. So, but we've had the idea in the back of our heads for a while, where we just wanted to take that element of it and kind of run an event where we get a bunch of people, just bring them together, and there's no real agenda. We'll bring laptops and things obviously and have a bit of a hack, but there's no requirement. We're not sitting down and bug bashing or anything, unless people want to. But it's just a case of get 20 people together one weekend, and what happens.
No, that sounds very, very good. So how did the idea come about? Like you said, it's obviously you and Lee that obviously you don't get to see as many people as that you would like to, but why start this? Why now? And why kick this project off?
Why now is probably because we've talked about it so many times and never actually done anything.
So you finally committed.
Yeah, it was one of those things. We've spoken about it like 5 or 6 times on Skype, and we've had various other ideas. Like in the past, we threw around the idea of the Umbraco tour, where we'd go on the tour bus and go around various places and various other things. But this one's always been kicking around, and so we had a chat about it. Had a little bit of downtime, and it was just like, right, if we don't do it now, we'll just keep talking about it forever. So we found a venue and just booked it, and now we're in a position where we've got to fill it, but I'm hoping that should be a pretty easy job with how the community likes to come together for these things. So
yeah, definitely. Les, have you got the site to hand, so just that people can have a look at where said venue is?
Yes,
it's in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? You've booked like a house in the Welsh countryside, as far as I remember.
Yeah. So is that screen share coming through?
Yep, it sure is.
So this is our booking page. So you can actually just go to codecab.in URL, and it'll bring you to this. And this will be where you can find out a lot of information. And there are a few pictures of the cabin that were found. So as you can see, it's a nice big kind of venue, so we can all sit around and chat and hack away and those types of things. But it's just in the middle of nowhere again. I think we've also drawn a bit of inspiration from like the Umbraco retreats. So people who don't know, whenever there's a garden, just before that, like a few days before that, HQ will bring bring the MVPs and a few special guests, and they'll book a cabin somewhere, and it'll generally be a discussion about the progress of Umbraco itself. But I've been lucky enough, and so has Lee, that we've been lucky enough to get on, go along to one of those, well, one or two of those, and we've always found them really productive in a weird way as well, because there is an overall agenda to those, but not anything specific. So it's just like what comes out at those venues is what comes out. And so I think we just thought it would be quite interesting to see what happens if you just threw general people from the community into it and just see how that goes. So that's what we're attempting to do.
Yeah, very, very nice. Yeah, like you say, it's obviously seems heavily inspired by, like you say, written on the bottom of that description, bar camp and the Code Garden retreat.
Exactly.
Excuse me. 2 seconds. Getting pinged. So is there, like you say, there's no set agenda. It's anyone, no matter skill level, in terms of the Umbraco community, you're opening this up to just come along, share your ideas, and kind of just jam and hack together.
Yeah, exactly. So it could. We're obviously aiming it more probably towards the developers, just because that's our where we sit. So we just want to meet up with those, and it's the hacking thing as well. We don't get a lot of time to kind of hack in your spare time when you're on projects and things. So again, it's nice to meet up and hack together and do stuff like that. So the general premise is we want developers to come along, but obviously anybody's welcome.
Yeah, of course.
The way that we're going to work it, we have got a room for 20 people. So Lee and I count within that 20. So it's actually going down to 8. That takes it down to 18. But we've given ourselves to invite only tickets so that we can invite 2 people that we want to invite. But we're also putting aside 4 tickets that we're going to do at a discounted rate for anybody that struggles with, like if you're a student or you're coming from miles away. What we're saying there is if you drop us an email to hi@codecab.in and by if people get in touch, there's 4 up for grabs. We'll choose at random from people who send us an email and say, like I said, just tell us why they should have one of the discounted ones. Like I say, students or people traveling from miles away, because we have had a couple of people from the US say that they'd
okay. So that was probably going to be my next question. What's the interest been since Monday? Sounds like you're obviously getting people from afar when you're mentioning discounted rates for people traveling from afar. So what's the interest been like?
It's been quite a few. We've had quite a few people pinging messages on Twitter and just saying they really like the idea and just hoping they can get hold of tickets. So it's really interesting because we're like, 20 people, we're going to be able to fill a room with 20 people, and then all of a sudden you're just feeling like, maybe there's not enough. But we've got to start somewhere. So this is
it's your first one. Start small and see how it goes, and then there's always room for next year.
Yeah, so that's hopefully the plan. We'll see how this goes, and if it takes off, we'll organise another one, maybe with more kind of tickets. But like I say, it would be great to have people come over from the US or from Europe as well. It's not that far away, and we'll see who grabs a ticket and who comes along. It'll be a surprise for everybody, I guess.
Of course. So on another point, just before we kicked off this call, you were telling me you're building another arcade machine. So not just necessarily hacking or jamming on Umbraco stuff, but just generally hacking as developers.
Well, I'm making that purely to take along because I think one of the out of like the retreat is there's always something to do at the retreat. So like they'd usually have like a pool table or ping pong table, and it's just good to kind of break away and just have a bit of a laugh as well at some time. So I'll be taking a mini arcade table along so we can play a few games and a few tournaments. Something to do as well.
Yeah, fantastic. Be taking any kind of your mini machine, so to speak, just to kind of build robots with Umbraco or anything crazy like that you got planned?
I don't know. I guess the tricky thing there is it is in the middle of nowhere, so unless I take everything along that I would need, it might get tricky. But I think it's probably just going to be a laptop jobby. See what we can. There's still plenty of stuff to play around with Umbraco anyway. I know me and Pete have had a few package ideas that have been on the back burners for ages, so we might actually find some time to sit down and kind of work on them. Yeah,
exactly. You got reading the site there. You got 3 nights. To kind of put this in the calendar and the kind of schedule 3 nights of 3 days, 3 nights. of just
Yeah.
dedicating time to just hack, or those ideas that you've just had but never get round to, or always just kind of niggling away. It's very, very nice.
Yeah. So just to put some dates on there then, I guess. So the event itself will run from the 2nd to the 5th. So the venue, we get into the venue at 5 o'clock. So it'll basically be a travel down day for most people. Then we get into the venue for 5. Then we've got the Saturday, Sunday full day weekend to kind of hack around and do various things. And then we'll be up and out on the Monday morning, the 5th, by 10, I think it's 10 a.m. We'll get turfed out, so we'll probably everybody pull together, just pull everything together and shoot out the door, sort of thing. Ticket availability at the moment, those aren't on release yet. So what we're trying to do is spend this month just kind of spreading the word a little, which is why we came to you and thought it would be a great way to kind of help spread the word. With the idea that the tickets themselves, because they are so limited, are out on the 2nd of May. So we want to give obviously everybody as big a chance as possible of getting a ticket, because there aren't a lot. So we didn't want it to be all the people that are immediately accessible on Twitter. If we can try and spread the word a bit, hopefully it'll give a nice widespread selection of people that
mix up the pot, so to speak. Nice. So with obviously it being set on a certain date, you've obviously got interest from the US, you're telling me. So are you deciding on a fairly neutral time, I suppose, as fair for all? In terms of UK, States, I know that you probably can't please everyone, but I'm sure that, people in the States may not want to be up at, I don't know, 1 a.m. to try and get a ticket. Or maybe unless they do.
We haven't set a set time, but we'll put that on the page as well, and we'll tweet it as well so that everybody's aware when. We've got 3 weeks beforehand. So Lee's been away this week, so there's a couple of final minor details that we need to hammer out like that. So I'll be chatting to him next week, and we'll get every little bit finished, and we'll announce that time as well so that we know. But like I said, especially people from the US, if they are traveling afar, they should definitely drop us an email on the hi@codecab.in to let us know if they fancy coming, and we'll put them in the hat for the 4 discounted tickets. So I think it'd be great to have people from everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just trying to think. So how did the name even come about for the project? Was it literally just it's a cabin and we're going to code? Is it as simple as that, or is there a bit more thought behind it?
There was. It wasn't amazing. We were just coming up with different, just trying out different names. So me and Lee just sat on Skype, just ping around. There's the usual thing of like code camps, but we just thought, well, we did like the thing, like I said, from the retreat where we would. Those were always in a cabin. So we just thought we'd kind of copy that a little bit and thought, well, code cabin then. So perfect. Everything's taken care of. All people have to do is turn up. We'll take care of the accommodation, all the food and drinks. So it's all in. So it just fit perfectly. Yeah,
no, fantastic. I'm just trying to think of other logistics that people may need to know. So yeah, we've talked about the when. We know how much, and we know when tickets are on sale. Just trying to think. No, I think that would probably everything that people may need to know. And I suppose if anyone's got any questions, obviously jump on now and ask away. But if not, then probably what was the email address or to grab you on, Matt?
You can do hi, so hi @codecab.in. That will come to both me and Lee, so we'll both get a message if you drop us an email on those. There's obviously a bunch of FAQs on the Code Cabin website. The majority of what hopefully people will be asking about, like how to get there and whatnot. But if you do have any other questions, then yeah, just drop us an email and we're happy to answer.
Very, very cool. So I know you haven't got a set agenda, but is there any kind of set ideas that you would like to kind of achieve, accomplish? You obviously talked about, like you said, you had a package idea. Is there something that you could kind of dangle a carrot to entice people to come along and help you with?
Well, the only things I've got at the moment is there's just a couple of things that we've already got in progress, like me and Pete. So, like I say, it's difficult for us to find the time to kind of sit down and hack away at it. So it'll probably be a nice time just to do that. But again, like I said at the very beginning, for me, it's working kind of on my own. It is difficult meeting up with people, so I'm just kind of happy that I'm going to get
just seeing other people
to get out of the house, go into another camp. No, I'm just looking forward to see what happens. I think, again, we haven't set what we're going to do. We'll probably have, when we meet on the first night, we'll probably just have a bit of a chat and just see how people want to go, and we'll just run it totally open. If people want to sit and chat, that's fine by us. If some people have got ideas of what they want to work on and they want some help, ask people, and I'm sure people will jump in and want to help. So I think it's going to be a really interesting exercise and hopefully a fun one. So
yeah, I'm interested to definitely see what comes out of this, in terms of, like any of these kind of projects. Sometimes it's lots of planning and ideas to take away. Other times it's more hands-on and things have been made. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So go on.
I was just going to say that, like I said earlier, me and Lee have been banging this one around for ages, and we just had to keep it simple. It's book the cabin, turn up, what happens, happens. If we try and arrange sessions and those types of things, it wasn't going to happen, so we just had to keep it simple, and that's why I did what it is.
I think simple is best, and like you say, when people turn up on the first night, you jam together and figure out what you're going to do. That was the thing I was going to ask you. So do you plan to, so obviously it's obviously limited space. Do you plan to kind of keep, I don't know, tweets coming out from the event, or some kind of update, so people who couldn't make it can at least kind of figure what is going on and what's happening, or at least maybe at the end of the weekend that you kind of type up some notes, or you I don't know, create a video or whatever to kind of discuss what happened really.
No, absolutely. I mean, this is like the first one. We would like to, depending on how this goes, we want to obviously try and plan another and see, and maybe try and make it more of a regular thing. So I think it'll definitely be, we will be taking lots of pictures, like whether we go down with the camera as well and film a few bits, and then we'll obviously put some kind of blog posts and things together afterwards as retrospects. And we'd hope that people that come along do the same as well, just to help kind of spread the word and get their opinions on it. So if the open format didn't work for people, then we can obviously tweak and see how things go. If it works brilliantly, then great, and we'll just see how people took it. But we'll definitely be doing lots of promotion around it. We've already got like different venues and stuff in the background, just in case it does take off, and lots of people, we don't like, we've got a lot of interest and we've run out of seats. Then on the next one we've got options. So it's been like I say, it's been in the back burner for a while, so we have got quite a lot of ideas on it, and this is just getting out the door and see how it goes. Cool.
So yeah, fingers crossed it does take off, and I'm sure it will. Is it plans just for the UK, or will Code Cabin be on tour? Will we see Code Cabin Down Under and Code Cabin US?
Possibly. I mean, some of the guys in the Australia have pinged me saying they'd really like to. They'd like to come along, and it's a bit too far, but they were saying it'd be good to organise one there. So I wouldn't mind a trip to Australia. Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
US. So, but I think I'd really like to. I think we'd at least like to go into Europe at some point and do some bits around there. Like I said, the ones that HQ organise are always great venues, so it'd be really nice to kind of use one of those and give that experience to other members of the community as well. But yeah, definitely, again, those are all the things that are on the ideas plan. So if it does take off, we've got lots of scope, so we'd love to do it and kind kind of spread it around a bit as well. I think that's the beauty of it as well, that it's just code cabin, so it's just find a cabin somewhere and you can run one. Whereas I think there's been a lot of struggle in some areas where it's obviously an area specific, so some people might always kind of feel a bit left out just because it's so far away from their venue, so they're always going to end up missing it. Whereas this thing can move around, so I think it'll be wise to move around, and I think it'll be more fun that way as well. Just find different venues. So
yeah, I'm excited to see how this project goes, mate. Before we wrap up, we haven't had a flood of questions, unfortunately. I thought we would, but there obviously people have found out what they need to know, and they're all itching above that buy now button. On when was it? The 1st of
May.
1st of May.
Yeah.
Cool.
2nd
of May. Cool. So on 2nd of May, yeah, they're all going to be hovering over that buy now button.
Cool.
Yeah, anything else before we kind of wrap up for today?
No, I think that's it. Like I said, I just wanted to help spread the word a bit, let people know about the discounted tickets and things as well, and just let them know on dates. And then, like I said, just drop us an email or ping us on Twitter if there's anything that feels not being answered, or just want to say it's such a good idea.
Oh, okay. So we've literally just had one last question just before we wrap up. So Jonathan Richards asks, I missed the start. Do you have to sleep in the cabin?
Yes.
Maybe, yes. Is that compulsory?
Well, there's no.
Maybe this person doesn't want to sleep with you guys.
I don't think there's necessarily camping facilities around, not in the venue anyway. But I mean, the venues. All adult size bunk beds, so you all get an individual bed. There's
no spooning then, no sharing required. Oh, that's good.
They are split out into different rooms, so some people are a bit more quiet and want a bit of quiet room, then we can kind of designate areas that are a bit more quiet.
Yep.
And obviously we would like a mix of like men and women to come along as well, so we can like separate people or however people want to sleep. But again, we can kind of discuss that on the night and plan when people want to go. All the noisy ones to one end, all the quiet ones to another, I guess.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that was it. I think we've answered everything. I hope the project is a massive success, mate. And yeah, I will keep an eye on the project. Good luck, and until next time, I'll speak to you soon.
Will do. Thanks a lot.
Cheers, Matt. Bye.